welcome to another episode of What's Up with Mr. Beck. I'm reporting live from our rainy Pittsburgh. Today's episode, we'll be hitting a few topics. We're going to be talking about, we're always going to do Tell Me Something Good. I'm going to re-explain enduring issues so your parents can watch the video and understand what enduring issues you're always looking for in the CNN 10. Reminder, send good news, send that Precept video if you haven't yet. We have another Science Minute today, this time by Dr. Rosenthal. And I want to talk a little bit about the assignment due Wednesday, and then I'll finish off with the precepts. So let's get into it. Hit it, Emma.
Tell me something good. Tell me something good. Remember to wash your hands.
This morning we got a lot of good news. We'll start off with Austin. Austin got to ride his dirt bike and see his grandma. Austin, thank you so much for asking how I'm doing. I'm doing as good as I can be right now. I appreciate it. Curtis, you got a picture to share with us too. My good news today is I got to play with my dog over the weekend and I got new chickens. They are so cute. Amelia also shared a picture with us. My good news is that my mom straightened my hair for the first time in a year. Cool. I mean, you got a lot of long curly hair. I bet you that took a long time to straighten. Jada, lots of news. This is from the weekend and yesterday. We'll start off with the weekend news. My good news is that we got to Zoom with some of my cousins. It was fun to talk to them. We got to catch up with each other. It feels like we haven't seen them in forever. We also have been sending letters to each other since we can't see them in person. It's something we will remember looking back. I like that we are still in contact, even though we can't go to each other's houses. That's really cool. I love that you're doing snail mail. Not a lot of kids do that anymore, so that's really cool. I love that. Jada also had some more news. She shared that we got to have a bonfire last night, and it was the first bonfire we've had this year. It was really fun because we got to spend time with each other. I love all the sweet, cool, fun family things that you and your family are doing, Jada. That is so cool. I have a video of Alex jumping on a trampoline.
Are you okay? You got to give a thumbs up.
Also, one other good news is from Brock, and his good news is that his dad got these tree nuts for us to plant. I'm happy to have them, and that sounds cool. Like, why not learn about planting? And like, you have all the time in the world now. Do it. It's cool. Super exciting. So I want to talk a little bit about, before I go into enduring issues, I'm going to talk a little bit about our homework. You will be doing the News ELA article of Experiment, the Properties of Water. I was inspired by Dr. Isaac's Science Minute yesterday, and I know he talked about frozen water, which is water in its solid form. Today I want you to kind of learn about water in other forms and some other properties of water. So you'll read about adhesion and cohesion and how it affects you every day. And then you'll learn about some variables, which are really cool science words and science things to know about. It'll help you a lot when you go on into 6th grade. And then there's an awesome experiment that I think would make an amazing minute of science. So if you wanted to do that, that would be really cool. If you can't, I get it. It's no big deal. Don't make it too much trouble. Okay, that's that. Let's go into enduring issues. So I wanted to do this video a little bit today to talk about enduring issues because I know that you've been doing your enduring issues paragraph every day at home, and your parents are probably like, what's an enduring issue? We didn't learn about enduring issues. And enduring issues are things that everybody's learned about for forever. So New York State defines an enduring issue as follows. An enduring issue is a challenge or problem that a society has faced and debated or discussed across time. An enduring issue is one that many societies have attempted to address with varying degrees of success. So that is what an enduring issue is, and we have 4 big ones that we talk about in 5th grade. Those 4 are scarcity, which with scarcity we'll be talking about the lack of something. That was the definition that we used when we were learning in the beginning of the year. So for example, as you can see from this slide, that we could be talking about lack of food, lack of housing, lack of arable land, lack of technology, lack of clean water, lack of natural resources, lack of medical treatment. So when you're missing something in your society, that would be something like scarcity. Next, we have impact of trade, and impact of trade has to do with anything that has to do with trade. And when money's going around, and that's a trade, that's how I always remember it. We say money, money, yeah, yeah, in the classroom. So impact of trade examples, as you can see from the slide, are economic sanctions. So like when we are trading with China, we might have sanctions on it. Uneven trade partners, access to new goods, loss of jobs, political consequences, impact of trade agreements, and interaction or rejection of new ideas. So I like to think like right now about ventilators and that impact right there of like there's a scarcity, yes, but there's also government sanctions that are going on that are like having other companies make ventilators. So it's just something that I like to connect to right now. Another one that we talk about in class is human rights violations. And human rights violations deal with anything that would violate the articles of the UDHR, which I know that you don't have with you, but I'm thinking about sending to you guys to make sure that you have them again, because we've talked about them in class a lot, and you used to just be able to flip through your packet if you wanted to know what right, hey, there's a right being violated. I remember what right is it. So some examples would be genocide, discrimination, persecution of beliefs, human trafficking, lack of freedom, threats to cultural identity, and enslavement, which I think we kind of understand those ones. They're pretty easy. It's easy to spot a human rights violation. Sometimes it gets complicated when we're talking about like you're not allowed to leave your house. We're doing it for protection right now, so I don't know if we'd consider that a human rights violation, but people definitely feel offended. And then finally, we have impact of migration. And so impact of migration deals with like the reaction of immigrants when they come into a place, the impact on a culture. So like when new people arrive, how does that impact the culture? What changes? Economic costs, availability of jobs, problems faced by refugees, acceptance or rejection of refugees, debate over access to citizenship, and that one we see a lot. Especially, that's a hot topic in politics right now. The debate across over access to citizenship, especially in in New York. So those are another impact of migration that you could be talking about. And so when we're talking about enduring issues, it's super important that we're always focused on the impact of that enduring issue. So I like to break it down when we're writing an enduring issue. We're always following a template or like something that helps guide our thoughts, right? So the one that I like to use is identify the issue. So when we're writing about the CNN 10, you could write about whatever news station you want to. We would say, the enduring issue I saw on the CNN 10 today was impact of migration. Okay? Then we would start using specific details. So I'll go back to like something that happened a couple years ago. The impact of migration that I saw was when Mexicans were being detained at the border. This impacts the government because now we're spending money on keeping them safe. Or we could talk about the economic costs. So there's a lot of things that we can talk about, but it's all about using those specific details when we're doing it. So today on the CNN 10, we'll see the impact of COVID-19 on the Holy Week, the benefit of beneficial blood of the coronavirus survivors, and the perseverance of some CNN 10 heroes are the topics on the CNN 10 today. And the CNN 10 heroes part is probably my favorite part that I saw today. I love seeing the good that we can still do even though things are hard right now. Let's go over yesterday's answers for the CNN 10. I'm going to start with Ed. Ed, I love how you use screenshots to help capture what your thoughts were. So Ed wrote, the enduring issue I saw today was impact of disease. I thought this because everyone at spring break didn't care about the virus and know they're all over the place. And now I think you mean the virus is all over the place. The impact of this is spring breakers not being 6 feet apart, so many people could have gotten sick from the virus. He used 2 screenshots from the CNN 10 to kind of show his meaning, which I thought was very interesting, and no one's done that before, so pretty cool. Then we have Maria. The enduring issue I saw today was impact of technology. The government and regular people are using trackers on phones, but they claim it does not show the person's identity or their privacy, their private stuff from their phone, which they are only tracking our phones so to make sure that we are 6 feet apart. I thought that was very interesting technology. I could see how it could be used by the government. I could see how it could be used by just regular people. Thought it was interesting. And then Miss Titus, you wrote, one enduring issue I saw on the news today was impact of shopping. Shopping? We know when we're shopping, we're trading. So it would be impact of trade. Okay? I think this because companies are shutting down parts of their stores or limiting the number of customers inside. And what's the impact? So you told me what they're doing. What's the impact of that? Okay? Good work, everybody. Have a science minute with Dr. Rosenthal. Enjoy.
I'm doing the experiment of mixing oil and water. You'll need tablespoon, water, oil, food coloring, now, and a bottle. Now you gotta take 2 tablespoons of water, add 2 drops of food coloring, 2 tablespoons of oil, cap it, it may seem like they're mixing, but the oil is rising to the top. Because while water often mixes with other liquids to form solution, oil and water does not. Water molecules are strongly attracted to each other. This is same for oil. Because they are more attracted to their own molecules, they don't just mix together. They separate. The oil floats above the water because it has lower density. If you really think oil and water belong together, try adding some dishwashing liquid or detergent. Detergent attracts both of them, both water and oil, helping them all join together and form something called emulsion. Is an extra handy when washing those greasy dishes. And the detergent takes the oil and the grime off the plates in the water. Yay.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Rosenthal, with that enlightening experiment. Super cool. Super proud of you guys. I love all these science minutes that you guys have just been doing on your own completely. Amazing. You guys are rock stars. So let's get into today's precept. I'll start with my precept, and then you'll hear from Isaac, Brock, Stanley, and Michaela. Please enjoy. Today's precept: act as if what you do makes a difference. It does. So I want by William James. So I want to start off by saying like all the hard work that you've been doing does make a difference. You guys are making my day so much better. Every time you submit a CNN 10, a good news, you sing a tell me something good. When you're doing a science minute, I just want to let you know you are making a difference every day. I'm proud of you guys. Mic drop.
Hello, I'm a 5th grader from Cuba Rushford Elementary. Mr. Beck has challenged us to share our personal precept project. Precepts are words to live by. My precept is, be the hardest working person you can be. That's how you separate from competition. This is by Stephen Curry. I chose this precept because if I work myself to be the best, good will come from that. I told you my precept, now what is yours?
It is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible. In a time like this, with a virus making the world a really scary place, I use this quote to remind myself that nothing is really impossible. If you put your mind and heart into it, then it becomes possible. The word impossible actually means I'm possible. If you just think positive. That's my precept. What's yours?
What's up, Mr. Beck? My personal precept is, you can always find the good in a bad day. And that's by me. I chose the precept because a couple days ago, I was having a really bad day. In the end, I was thinking, it turned out to be a really, really good day. I told you my precept. What is yours? Stanley, out.
My personal precept is, being kind makes you feel good. It does not take much to say kind words, but the receiver gets much out of it. By the Collins. It means that go outside, go say something nice / kind to someone. Don't just sit around and not do anything.
And that's all the time we have for today's show. Things that I'll be working on this week, I will be calling my homeroom students first and then see how far I can get after that. Want to make sure you have all the materials that you need and how I can get material to you if you don't have the internet, which you won't watch this video if you don't have the internet. Then I'm working on an app called Seesaw. I kind of want to get us all connected on Seesaw. I'm going to figure out the best way to do that. I'm working on my hardest to have videos out to you in the morning when you wake up instead of like at noon or 3 o'clock. I think it might be the best for us. So I will be doing that. Also, update on points right now while I'm at the hospital. It's just impossible for me to keep track of who's emailing me and the points that I've been doing. So right now we're going to take a pause on that. I'm sorry. I'll give you an update on the scores as of now, and when we get to a point where I can feel like I can do that again, I'm going to do the points again. Also, one more thing about emails, just because, like I said in the last episode, we're at the hospital. I will not be able to respond to every single email. So if you send your CNN 10, you say it's okay to print, I've read it. I promise you, I've read them all. I will reach out to you if I think that you're not putting in enough effort to it. And I will praise you if I think that you did exceptional effort. Just keep it up, guys. You're doing great. I'm so proud of you. Every single day, I just am flabbergasted by the amount of effort you're putting in. So thank you so much for everything. Don't change a thing. That being said, hashtag stay awesome. Hashtag choose kind. Mr. Beck